My name is Ashton York, and I've picked 5 different articles to talk to you about today that I have done throughout this semester. The first article that I've chosen is written by A.M. Grills, and it's called The Community of Colors, Creating Healthy Environments to Combat Childhood Obesity. And there are many different processes that you can do to prevent childhood obesity. This organization is very popular, and it's for any ages from 4 to 18, and really any adults can be in this organization. It's sponsored by many other bigger organizations. The author adds many different real-life situations and processes to children who have childhood obesity, and how the activities they can do and the way they can eat that will prevent them from becoming obese or help them get in a better weight situation. All of these people in the article came together to create new environments for childhood obesity. So this is also about community. All these people started this organization together, so they're a community that is working on this together. The people in this article create new environments, and they started organizations and worked together on many things for this event. Everyone is welcome to this organization, as I said before. The author wrote this in a clear way that was easy to read and understand. This article was very enjoyable to read, and there were many headline topics added, so you knew exactly where you were. You could just read the topic, and then you knew what you were about to read about. He divided the article up very well. There was so much information in this article that it was very helpful. Like I said, they gave many different examples of different activities that you can do with the children and different eating habits that you can do to make it fun. The author named many different examples in this article to show the real life of everything that happened. The next article that I'm going to talk about was written by Ellie M., and it's a cerebral cortical visual impairment, and it's about the changing the landscape and the field of visual impairment. The author wanted to inform the reader in this article about the brain and the severity of cerebral cortical visual impairment in children. This article can be for parents, caregivers, anyone with a child that has CVI. The author gives many techniques on how to serve and help children with CVI and how to approach the different situations. Because each child that has this is different. None of them's the same, so you have to come up with different ways to be able to treat this. The article is mainly about considering whether a definite definition of CVI would be beneficial or not to the readers and the children. The children can suffer blindness or death with CVI, so this article is telling the readers and educators that about all the beneficials to all these children. The author wrote this article to help guide people on how to know how to take care of their children with CVI, because it's a very difficult thing to deal with, because you don't exactly know how to deal with it, because some have a very light case which doesn't really affect them much at all, and some are more severe to where they can't see anything and they have other problems going on with them. The author did a very well job at splitting up all the different categories so you would know exactly what you were reading about. There were many different examples and cases of children with CVI in this article that were very interesting, and they were real life, so you could tell what was going on. This article will help any reader with any CVI children that they need to read it about. My next article is written by Janvik M.R. Stoll, and it is called The Pediatric Asthma Care Coordination in Undeserved Communities. And this article talks about children with asthma. In this article, the author is giving information for anyone who has a child with asthma. According to the article, over 6.1 million children in the United States that are under the age of 18 have had many doctor visits, medicines, and been sick, and even faced death because of asthma. Asthma is very severe in some children, and some children have very light cases, so they just need a little inhaler every now and then when they work out or something. But other than that, they're fine. And then some children, it's severe and they have asthma attacks and they can't get it under control and they have to go to the hospital. And there are some different techniques on here on how to treat asthma and how to calm kids down and just how you can make them feel better about it. It's always good to have a plan, as this article talks about. You don't want to get somewhere and not have your inhaler or not have the medicine that the kids need, because it's always good to know what's going to go on and to be prepared for a situation. The author also included tables and charts for the readers to view to get a better idea of what the author is talking about. At the end of the article, the author included the end results of the strategies and statistics that was mentioned throughout the article. So you got to see how they started out and after they did the plan on how it succeeded and improved. The author wrote this article in a very clear way to understand. The author added numerous tables and charts, like I said before, to help the readers understand much more clearly on the information that was going on throughout the article. Also, by adding his plans and strategies, the reader had a very good idea on how to handle a child with asthma and how to plan ahead for the problem that was going on. It's very scary to have a kid with asthma, so the author wanted just to be sure that you knew that you needed to have an inhaler. This article is helpful to teachers, parents, or adults who may need help in finding strategies for a student who has asthma if you've never handled it before. By adding the end results should have left the reader feeling very positive and more confident about the strategies planned recommended in this article. My next article that I'm going to talk about is written by Blake Jones, and it's called the Voices for Healthy Kids campaign to prevent childhood obesity. And in this article, the author was more conducted in different methods to prevent childhood obesity. The author tells about the campaigns they used in the article called Voices for Healthy Kids. It's a campaign that they created. It seems very important to the author that the different methods to prevent childhood obesity becomes very clear to the reader, because this is very important to the author that you know how to handle these activities you can do before it becomes. You want to be able to prevent it. The author named several different methods and examples to show evidence of how this can work. So there was tables and charts, again, to show the process that's made on it. There are many things that parents and teachers and caregivers can do to prevent obesity from happening or prevent it from getting any worse. And the author did a very good job of making this article simple and easy to understand. The tables were added in the article and they were very helpful. The author made it clear that he cares very much about childhood obesity and wants other people to care too. The next article that I'm going to talk about is written by TJ, and it's called The Digital Storytelling Approach in a Multimedia Feature Writing. In this article, the author told many reasons why storytelling is important in children and why it is so important for caregivers to tell stories. A lot of people don't tell stories in the classroom, like to first and second graders. This is a very good thing to do because it really expands their imagination, and it also allows them to have fun while they're learning. According to the article, storytelling can help a child's mind develop better. They will be able to comprehend much more and expand their minds broader than ever. So the article discusses digital storytelling and how it's appealing to the next generation. Any kind of storytelling, whether it's from a book or a computer, will help your children grow and think outside the box more. Every child needs to learn their imagination at some point. So while you're in the middle of a lesson, and if a story goes along with it, just why not read a book? That'll help them a lot to have fun and just let their mind go and expand their imagination. The model included in the article demonstrates cooperative learning And this will help students learn more about cooperative learning and each of their learning skills. The author really wanted to get his point across that digital storytelling, or telling a story out of a book, is very important. So you don't just have to use a book. You can use a computer and let them read on their own, but you always need to have some kind of book or story time to allow them to read on their own, or the teacher to read them a story. This article is written very easy to understand, and the author created numerous headlines for the topic and discussed the article. The author did a very good job, and I really enjoyed this article. And that's it. Thank you.